Is he coming yet? No, well, no, not yet. Got a couple of weeks yet. Oh, God, right. What are we going to do in the meantime? I know we can get Bad News Alan. Oh, he's not here this week. We'll have to give Macan Singh a bit more work. Yeah. I think that'll be okay. Don't know. Let's see how it plays out. It doesn't play out all that well. This is Stampede Wrestling from the 12th of January 1988. The Winter Olympics in Alberta. The Lib Dems are formed. Yeah, it's a UK reference, that. Yeah, the Lib Dems, yeah. The Liberal Democrats. Don't really work. They are still around, mind you. Yeah. Anyway, we've got to begin with Ed Whalen, and they like doing this, don't they? He introduces the action while the action's in the background. You can hear people wrestling and you think, what's going on there? I can see their feet. Well, now we've got the titles. Come on, what's happening? Well, it's Randy Thatcher, attractive man, apparently, versus Gilles de Fossey, who is not a fan favourite. We join it with 10 minutes in. I mean, that's generally what happens here. You know, we join it with 10 minutes in. What's been going on? What action? Well, actually, looking at the rest of the action, in a way, I'm glad we're 10 minutes in. So there's a wishbone from Make-A-Wish from Gilles. They're at the Action Centre, apparently, which is it's very intimate. It was a last-minute building substitute. So I don't quite know what happened here, but it is like a sort of club, dinner club. Looks like that kind of thing. It's smaller than they might usually be in. Jürgen Hermann is the referee, allegedly the referee, says Ed Whalen. The thing about Ed Whalen is he won't continue to do this for every match. So Jürgen Hermann's around in another match later on. He doesn't actually bother to mention it. Got to keep it going, Ed. That tells us how crap he is regularly. If you're going to have some kind of angle. I mean, they've been doing this for about 3 weeks now, 3 or 4. And they don't seem to be creating any kind of angle. Maybe they're just taking the mickey out of Jürgen. Maybe they just don't like him. And, you know, that's what they're doing. I don't know. There has to be an angle soon. I want a Danny Davis type angle. I mean, if it was the WWF, as was then, they'd have done 2 or 3 weeks, or maybe even 2 weeks, maybe 3, and then they'd have put a big angle in. Well, is there an angle for Jürgen? Or are you just saying he's crap? And suddenly he'll be fired? I don't know. Anyway, back to this match, if we have to. There's a yellow card from Herman. It's not mentioned. You know, they can get 3 yellow cards, you're DQ'd. They started this last week. Without any kind of explanation. We're now, ladies and gentlemen, going to have a yellow card system. There's also it's got a whistle as well, like a football referee. A soccer referee, you know. Bit weird. I mean, at least they're not throwing a flag like in American football, but it's a bit strange. So yeah, it's not mentioned. He gives me a yellow card. Ed must have missed it or not bothered to say anything. There is a Gilles shin over the throat. I like that. Talking to the referee with the shin over the throat. Then there's a neck breaker from Gilles de Fossey. Randy didn't do that much, to be honest. It's a time limit draw. Gilles not very happy. Neither am I. We should have seen a winner. I wouldn't have been bothered who it was. But if you're trying to get Thatcher over, surely he should have won this week. Anyway, here's Steve DiSalvo versus Biff Wellington. Right, now let me just give you a bit of context. I'll take a swig of my coffee. Oh, freshly ground beans. The freshly ground beans. Yes, what they've been doing with Steve DiSalvo, Strangler DiSalvo, is that they have been, they paired him up with Bad News Alan and his mates, Jerry Morrow and the rest of them, you know. And then they turned on Steve DiSalvo and they were toying with the idea and getting close to, and almost did, make him a face. Here, he's a complete heel. You start with, I mean, Biff Wellington is a good guy, and the fans like him, and he's got the mullet to prove it. So, you know, he's quite common, quite current at the time, you know. And Ed Whalen starts by bad mouthing Steve DiSalvo. He said he turned on Jason. Well, Jason the Terrible used to be a the hockey mask and all, yes. Used to be a heel, now he's a face. And he turned on him, apparently, Steve DiSalvo. Well, he was last week in a feud with Bad News Allen. If I missed a week, maybe I have, I don't know. It's a bit odd. He's Bad News Allen's nowhere to be found now. He is going to be going to the WWF soon, isn't he? But it's a bit weird. It's been forgotten completely, and he's a bad guy again. So you've got a nasty DDT from Steve DiSalvo, sweet pile driver actually. He won't pin him. It's another pile driver. As Whalen says, Steve DiSalvo, Steve Disgusting. Yeah, quite like that. Then there's a third attempt at a pile driver. They're burying Biff Wellington, one of their star face attractions, by just because they want to get Jason the Terrible in. And obviously Steve DiSalvo bails. Jason's interviewed. So you want Steve DiSalvo in the match, do you? He can't talk. Doesn't talk. He jumps around in the ring a bit. And Whalen wishes he didn't because it's making him a little bit seasick. And he's bobbing around like a cork in the ocean. Ha ha. And you know, you don't need. You shouldn't. It's a gag they do where they talk to Jason and he actually can't speak. It gets old very, very quickly. And I've seen it about 3 times, and I was bored with it at the beginning. So anyway, we've then got Jim Davis, who's got that little natty trilby on. Yeah, it's like a pimple on a mountain. Doesn't really fit very well. He doesn't like Jason, does DiSalvo. Well, we know that, don't we? You don't need to tell us that. You don't need to tell us you don't like Jason. We've already been told that by Whalen, and we've already seen that in the match that you just had. So you don't need to tell us. You could have hit the shower strangler. Oh, we're not calling him strangler anymore. Steve, you could have hit the showers. You could have done that. Anyway, Jason's next in with Goldie Rogers. You might have expected that Steve DiSalvo might have got involved in this because turnabout is fair play. He's nowhere to be seen. So he works the arms, does Jason. You've got some shots from Goldie and a blatant choke, headbutt from Jason, and a power slam for a 2 count, then a power bomb for the pin. He wears a white jumpsuit, does Jason. He does have quite a concerning black stain around the bottom area, the posterior, the ass area, on his white overalls. It's a bit weird. Nobody mentions it. I really wish that somebody had. But anyway, that's the most exciting thing about that match. There you go. Now later on, in a ridiculous turn, and it's towards the end of Stampede, this you see. So they're trying to get things that might interest us. We have a 6-man tag. Now there'll be Pillman and Bruce Hart, who are the tag team champions still. I think they are, yeah. Although I think I've missed a week, so they might not be. I didn't see the belts around their waist, to be honest. Anyway, they are bad company, aren't they? And they will be wrestling with referee Owen Hart. Yeah, and the Karate Vice, it's going to be Gamma Singh with the Great Gamma. Is it called Gamma Singh? I think it's called the Great Gamma, sorry, yes. With Jerry Morrow. And they have, this is the guy, Akam Singh, who is apparently Makan Singh's brother, or something like that, or second cousin, twice removed, or something like that. He used to be a referee, now he's a wrestler. Wayne is currently a referee, but he's a Hart, so you might expect that he can wrestle. Spoiler alert, he can. Yeah, so they'll be fighting later, but before then, we've got Brian Pillman telling us Wayne will spare no pain. That's nice. He is the face star here. I don't know what'll happen when Owen comes back, because he is still in Japan and they need him back really. But Pillman's taking up the slack. He will be going to WCW this year, won't he? So they haven't got much longer with him either. Right, Brick Bronski had his leg hurt by Kerry Brown. He said he's got the cast off in a week. Now, you could see he's had crutches. He's on crutches, and he probably does have his leg done in. But usually, you tuck your trousers into your crutch, not your crutch. You wouldn't tuck your trousers into your crutch. That would be quite painful. You tuck your trousers into your cast, wouldn't you? To show that there's a cast on. He didn't. so it did look like he just had shoes on. And anyway, the camera didn't really pick it up very much, so I think he has done his leg in, but the cast is off in a few weeks anyway, if they can find it. Next we've got Rip Rogers and Kerry Brown, who of course are in a tag team together, versus Chris Benoit and Johnny Smith. Now, it's not a bad match, this, in that Smith works the arm, Rip goes to Ed Whalen to complain about that. He comes off the apron to do that. You've got Benoit throwing Brown off the top, a Smith arm bar. You're bound to get this. Rip Rogers hits Brown by a mistake. Brown gets a big clothesline, a military press slam, which is very nice. An elbow drop. Smith breaks it up and gets a yellow card for doing that. Yeah, yellow card. Oh, for God's sake. Then we've got Herman, who misses another Benoit. But this is something he's been doing over the weeks. He keeps missing Chris Benoit's pin. So, he misses 2 of those in this match. Rip likes to spend some time preening, which is lovely. Kerry Brown then comes off the top with some nooks, brass nooks. There's the Rip Rogers Boston, as he calls Boston Crab. He calls it the Ripperoni, and he gets the win. They're apparently called the Midnight Cowboys, and afterwards they are interviewed. And Brown says, Ed Whalen says, I didn't know this side of you, Kerry. And Kerry's very clear that just because he changes his colours, they're both in pink attire, it doesn't mean that he has to change what he's made of. Makes that very clear. And then Rip puts his arm around Ed Whalen's shoulder. Ed shrugs that off quickly. Blimey! For goodness sake, Ed, let's do that. You could show a bit of discomfort, but you need to shake it off immediately. Anyway, next we've got Makhan Singh versus Leo Burke. Leo Burke is back in the territory, and Makhan Singh bails very early, gets a yellow card for that. Well, I don't know why you get a yellow card for that. You might as well just count him out for 10. He's allowed 10. It's not as if he's done anything wrong. He can bail. We've got a 10 count to get back in there. Gets in at 9.5. Jobs are good. Like I have till 5, as Brian Danielson in ROH used to tell us. I have till 5. Yeah. Now Burke works the arm. There is a Makhan Singh slam. He misses an elbow. Burke gets a trip and works the arm again. I'd rather he didn't. I'd rather he tried something else. Makhan Singh gets the bear hug, which is better than the one he put on last week. Burke sells very well, Makhan Singh then throws him to the ropes. Burke bounces back out. Singh puts the bear hug on again. Really seamless. Very nicely done. He then gets a slam and a splash, but misses the Karachi Crush, which is his version of the Avalanche. Burke gets some shots in, and briefly Singh is tied in the ropes. It's not one of those Andre bits, none of that. Then you've got some Burke shots. He gets a sleeper in there. That's one of his moves, signature moves. There's Abu Weasel, of course. He distracts, and Makhan Singh misses with the nooks, and Leo Burke puts the sleeper. It's really loud. I want you to tap a pin. I want you to tap it. I want the pin. Ow, my ears. Yeah. Anyway, he puts the sleeper on, and he won't break it. There's a DQ. Because he doesn't like Singh, you see. I don't know what they're really doing with Burke at the moment. He said last week he wanted the title. This week he looks like someone who'll break the rules to beat someone who is a big heel, but I don't know, he doesn't seem like a face either. A bit weird. Burke then puts the sleeper on Weasel, and the fans are loving that, of course, so maybe they're going to go. Maybe they're going to give him a bit of he's a tough tweener, folks. Maybe they're going to do that. And Burke wants another fight with Makhan Singh next week. Makhan Singh says, yeah, that's all right. He calls Owen Hart Omar again. I think he might be doing that on purpose. I mean, if he is, it's not very funny. Somebody should tell him, don't do that joke, mate. It doesn't work. I'll keep doing it till it's funny. Don't keep doing it till it's funny, because we might be here till Christmas, when the Winter Olympics will be on. Anyway, we've got your main event now, and it's Pillman and Bruce Hart and Wayne Hart versus Jerry Morrow and Great Gama and Makhan Singh. And Makhan Singh is out there as well to help him. Now, Bruce is sent to the outside, then he's brought back in and brutalised. Quite a lot of the fight he's brutalised. There's a yellow card for, I can't remember who, doesn't really matter. I can't be bothered to go and look back because it's not really very good. I don't really want to have to suffer it again. The ref then takes Wayne back to the corner. I don't know why he does that. I think it's Jürgen Hermann again. Gamma gets a very poor headlock, and the Cobra hold, it's a special kind of hold, folks. Then a slam and a knee off the top, which is quite nice. Eventually, Wayne gets the hot tag. I mean, he's been doing it. He's been brutalised for ages. He's done quite well. Pillman's then in. He gets that big hot tag. Takes them all on. Of course he does. Comes off the top with the splash, and then he's crotched on the top rope by Gamma. Attacked outside, which we can't see. They're telling us he's been attacked with a chair, folks. And well, can't see that. And now the ring steps. Oh, and they've gone right into his eye socket, and the eye's hanging out. They put it back in, and now all his hair's been cut up. Not really, but you can't really see it. Can't really see that. Then we get a Garmin neck breaker back in the ring, an elbow drop, and a neck breaker from Morrow. Another neck breaker, yeah, from Morrow, and then Akam Singh is in just briefly. We've got the drop kick from Brian Pillman. Akam misses the leap off the top, and Wayne hits the drop kick. He's in karate gear, folks. He gets a double chop. Morrow hits a neck breaker on him, and they then hold Wayne for a Morrow splash. Bruce throws Gamma off the top when he tries it again, and they're all in. It's an absolute mess. You can't see people getting their work done. There wasn't particularly great work anyway, and it's a DQ. It's a DQ, and a messy DQ. And Bruce is fed up. He reckons the ref should get back to East Germany or whatever. Jürgen Hermann, you see. East Germany or whatever. Yeah. I'm not sure you've spoken to him, have you? Apparently, the ref had given Morrow the decision. I don't know why. Last week he had a questionable decision as well. They've got to be going somewhere with this. But with Stampede in 1988, it might not be, folks. Anyway, next week there's a bunkhouse brawl. Well, I'm really looking forward to that. Ta-ta.